Alright, hello everybody who be watching my stream or recording. Do have to check with Colin. I totally almost forgot about him needing his lyrium withdrawal. Because I did the ball first and it confuses me. Because I don't usually do it first. Hit Bull's Romance, where, oh yeah, and you.
I need to have a few words
so there's
with
three
my
things I
publisher.
need to do.
The first one will be you, and the second one will be Bastard. They've claimed for years my crime serials don't... Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
Cassandra is waiting for the next issue of Swords and Shields.
I must have heard that wrong. It sounded like you just said that Cassandra read my books.
What's so surprising about that?
You have met Cassandra, haven't you? Wait, did you say the romance serial? Oh, she'll be waiting for a while then. I haven't finished it and wasn't planning to. That book is easily the worst I've ever written. The last issue barely sold enough to pay for the ink.
Well, Cassandra seems to be hooked on it.
And I honestly thought a hole in the sky was the weirdest thing that could happen. So, you want me to finish writing the latest issue of my worst serial for Cassandra? Oh, that's such a terrible idea. I have to do it. On one condition. I get to be there when you give her the book.
You've got a deal.
I'll get to work then. You know, the fact that the book is terrible just makes it more worthwhile somehow.
Alright.
Need wheels for the training dummies. Moving targets.
Planning troop movements now.
I'm trying to imagine what it will look like when we're done. All of this once belonged to the Tevinter Imperium. Andraste
We're not
changed
near
that,
done.
as did the Blights. As for what will come next, I cannot guess the Maker's plan.
We make the world a better place.
Because everyone agrees on what better means. I know I want a world where people trust the Chantry and that trust is respected. I want to respect tradition, but not fear change. I want to right past wrongs, but not avenge them. And I have no idea if my wanting these things makes any of them right.
Even if they're not right, they're certainly admirable.
Some would disagree. They would call it heresy.
That didn't sound like the ravings of a heretic, Cassandra.
Perhaps not. But it takes precious little effort to paint even an act of compassion as damaging. Tell me, what guides you? You make decisions that shake the world, yet always seem so assured. I wish I had your confidence.
You almost sound like you admire me.
I absolutely do. I may not always agree with your decisions, but how many could do what you have done? You were a prisoner, accused and reviled, yet you've emerged from... The Maker's grace does not make you immortal. You live or die by your own hand. That is worthy of admiration.
I'm guided by what my conscience tells me.
Your conscience must speak more clearly than mine.
I doubt it, but I do my best.
Think of it. Like Andraste long ago, Once again, the fate of Thedas will be determined by a woman. It makes me proud to know you.
I hope we can call each other
And
friends.
my head is cut off.
I hope so too. We still have a long road to travel, Inquisitor. Wherever it takes us, I'm glad you're here.
And, whoops, book? Oh, this is the controller that starts
What
getting
have
out of
you
control
done
and
now?
spinning.
I get it, Seeker. You're still sore after our spat.
I'm not a child, Varric. Do
That
not
was like
suggest
50
I'm without
hours ago,
reason.
yeah.
A peace offering. The next chapter of Swords and Shields. I hear you're a fan.
This is your doing.
I was hoping you'd be happy about it.
Well, if you're not interested, you're not interested. Still needs editing anyhow.
Wait!
You're probably wondering what happens to the Knight Captain after the last chapter.
Nothing should happen to her. She was falsely accused.
Well, it turns out the guardsman...
Don't tell me!
This is the part where you thank the Inquisitor. I don't normally give sneak peeks, after all.
Thank you.
Varric's the one you should be thanking.
I am but a humble servant to my loyal readers.
I wonder if I have time to read the first part.
Don't forget to tell all your friends, if you have any. Completely worth it.
Okay.
You asked for my opinion, and I've given it. Why would you expect it to change?
I expect you to keep your word. It's relentless. I can't...
You give yourself too little credit.
If I'm unable to fulfill what vows I kept, then nothing good has come of this. Would you rather save face than admit... We will speak of this later.
And people say I'm stubborn. This is ridiculous. Cullen told you that he's no longer taking lyrium.
Yes, he trusted your judgment on the matter.
He was not interested in my judgment today. Cullen has asked that I recommend a replacement for him. I refused. It's not necessary. Besides, it would destroy him. He's come so far.
Why didn't he come to me?
We had an agreement long before you joined us. As a Seeker, I could evaluate the dangers.
Is there anything we can do to change his mind?
If anyone could, it's you. Mages have made their suffering known, but Templars never have. They are bound to the Order, mind and soul, with someone always holding their lyrium leash. Cullen has a chance to break that leash, to prove to himself, and anyone who would follow suit, that it's possible. He can do this. I knew that when we met in Kirkwall. Talk to him. Decide if now is the time.
Still waiting for your letter of marque or commendation or whatever?
Oh, plus Vivian's heart.
Maker's breath. I didn't hear you enter. Forgive me.
Cullen, if you need to talk.
You don't have to. I never meant for this to interfere.
Are you going to be all right?
Yes. I don't know. You asked what happened to Ferelden's Circle. It was taken over by abominations. The Templars, my friends, were slaughtered. I was tortured. They tried to break my mind, and I... How can you be the same person after that? Still, I wanted to serve. They sent me to Kirkwall. I trusted my Knight Commander, and for what? Her fear of mages ended in madness. Kirkwall's Circle fell. Innocent people died in the streets. Can't you see why I want nothing to do with that life?
Of course I can.
Don't. You should be questioning what I've done. I thought this would be better. That I would regain some control over my life, but these thoughts won't leave me. How many lives depend on our success? I swore myself to this cause. I will not give less to the Inquisition than I did to Chantry. I should be taking it. I should be taking it.
You give enough, Cullen. I'm not asking you for more. The Inquisition can be your chance to start over, if you want it to be.
I don't know if that's possible.
It is.
All right. I need a moment. Could we speak another time?
I used up all my money and made armor and weapons. Okay.
Your
Oh,
worship.
Stuples. The fun part of the romance, right? That's where everybody walks in.
Hey,
I have something for you.
really? Well, I think I've got something for you too. Come on, I'll go first. There we go. No Inquisition. No
That's floating around.
nothing outside this room. Just you and me. So, what'd you want to talk about?
Sorry to disturb your rest, Inquisitor, but our oh, sweet Maker.
Cullen, how's it going?
Is the Inquisitor awake? I thought perhaps we... Oh.
I'm so sorry.
I cannot move my legs.
Is something the matter? Ah!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you see this?
No.
So, I take it...
Actually, she's the one who's been taking.
I apologize for interrupting what I assume was a momentary diversion.
Nothing wrong with having a bit of fun.
Who wouldn't be a little curious?
This was more than just a momentary diversion, and Bull and I intend to continue. Is that a problem?
No.
Not at all.
A surprise, I'll admit, but not a problem.
We'll leave you be.
Yes. Do enjoy yourselves.
You okay, boss?
I believe we may have blinded poor Cullen. But since we have a moment,
Oh, that ugly
What's that?
picture there.
a dragon's tooth, split in two. So no matter how far apart life takes us, we're always together.
Not often people surprise me, Kadan.
Kadan.
Kadan. My heart.
Kadan.
Okay, I was in my room. Wait, I wasn't? Here's a stupid ugly picture popping up in the scene. Why did they have to do that? This picture in the scene. Okay. Now, why wasn't I in my room? That's a pretty ugly room to be. Right, yes. Wait, who did I pick? I think I'm confused.
Nothing to report, sir.
Either Bull or Sarah. I want two mages. What the hell? Alright, dragon time. Just the dragon. I cleaned up all the rifts that were here. Well, there'll be some Gurguts walking around, but okay. I cleaned up the marked locations. Oh, I have to turn in Vivian's quest too. Hard, not even ground. go up a level when I'm the only person who's up a level? Don't need that. Got my focus, yes. There you are. Oh no. I'm using the wrong buttons now. Yes, it is the X button. Playing that other game. Alright. Let's go, dragon. Back here. can. Gurgly? Get out of the water bowl. Come on, out of the water. There's electricity in the water. Alright, almost done. Dead. Die. Die. Die already. What's wrong? Yes, away with you. Oh, I didn't hit level, influence? Okay, did I get that? I didn't get it. Right? Of course not. I couldn't walk over here yet. Says something up here or not? Whoops. Okay. No, I didn't push the X button again. Because thinking of other game. Alright. Now I'm done here. Anyway, go to Vivian. Where you running to, puppy? Just moving myself in the chair.
Has there been an exchange? Oh, awful. Not that. Good. Perhaps peace. Also, very romantic.
150 got you pink.
What can I do for you, my dear? Is it too much to hope that you've brought me the heart of the snowy wyvern?
I've got the heart.
Words cannot begin to express my relief. Thank you, Inquisitor. Please accept this as your payment. I must begin work immediately. I should apologize. I must admit that I'd completely misjudged you, Inquisitor. I would like you to come with me to see this through. This should only take a moment, Inquisitor. I'm here, my darling. It should be working by now. My darling? Bastien?
Vivian, I'm sorry.
There's nothing here now.
Well, since I can play through all of the Here Lies the Abyss without worrying about the time frame, because it seems that YouTube has updated itself so that you can record over 2 hours without it cutting off the first part of the video if you're over that. So every time I hit replay, it always shows the full amount from the beginning. Otherwise, it had part of it cut off for some number of hours on end. Oh, I want to hit that. Shoot. I need 1,000 I need 1600 to be able to fake buy one. I don't have to actually buy them.
You deliberately sabotaged my formula. How unexpectedly cunning.
And how the heck can you even know that? Because the guy dies anyway.
I tricked you. What's your point?
Deception requires a certain amount of intellect and concentration. I didn't think you had it in you, darling. I will have to bear this in mind in the future. We're done here. Do be a dear and run along.
Where is the part where she tells me I killed an innocent lion? Like, whatever. I didn't kill anybody. That was you. Your formula didn't work anyway. It's like, that's what she told me one time, and then I, like, never heard it again. I'm like, what happened? Alright, I think I'm right.
I have requests for information on your lineage from a few interested parties at the Winter Palace.
Andraste preserve me. Feel free to use those requests as kindling.
No, I shall take them. I want to know who pines for our commander. We can use this to our advantage.
I am not bait.
Hush. Just look pretty. Adamant Fortress has stood against the Darkspawn since the time of the Second Blight.
Fortunately for us, that means it was built before the age of modern siege equipment. A good trebuchet will do major damage to those ancient walls. And thanks to our Lady Ambassador...
Lady Cyril of Jadar was pleased to lend the Inquisition her sabers. They've already delivered the trebuchets. That is the good news.
I didn't check my inventory.
And the bad news?
Arimond called the ritual at the western approach a test. He may already be raising his army of demons in the fortress.
The Inquisition forces can breach the gate, but if the Wardens already have their demons...
I found records of Adamant's construction. There are choke points we can use to limit the field of battle.
That's good. We may not be able to defeat them outright. But if we cut off reinforcements, we can carve you a path to Warden Commander Clarel.
Taking this fortress is going to get a lot of good soldiers killed.
Our soldiers know the risks, Inquisitor, and they know what they're fighting for.
It'll be hard fought, no way around it. But we'll get that gate open.
It's also possible that some wardens may be sympathetic to our cause.
The warriors may be willing to listen to reason, though I doubt they will turn against Clarel directly. The mages, however, are slaves to Corypheus. They will fight to the death.
We've built the siege engines and readied our forces, Inquisitor. Give the word, and we march on Adamant.
1690. It's annoying that I'm not even spending the money, but I had to have that available in order to do the trick in any way.
Your worship.
What? Get off the screen.
Someone's turning into a bit of a dragon hunter, I've heard.
I'm going to fall asleep. Funny how they carve it into a big knuckle and then have that other part holding on to the end of it.
Pull back! They're through! All right, Inquisitor. You have your way in. Best make use of it. We'll keep the main host of demons occupied for as long as we can.
That's a worrying lack of specificity there, Commander.
There are more of them than I was hoping, Inquisitor.
You don't say.
Warden Stroud will guard your back. Hawk is with our soldiers on the battlements. She's assisting them until you arrive. There's too much resistance on the walls. Our men on the ladders can't get a foothold. If you can clear out the enemies on the battlements, we'll cover your advance.
Oh crap, I forgot to add my potions. It's too fast.
back! Everyone just stay back! Keep your distance!
The Inquisition is here to stop Clarel, not to kill Wardens. If you fall back, you won't be harmed.
All right. My men will stay back. You want no part of this. Deal with Clarel as you must. Well said. And hope some of the Wardens will listen to me.
And one potion.
Press on ahead, Your Worship. We'll clear a path for the rest of our forces.
use any potions then. Okay.
For the Inquisition!
Still alive. Oh.
I thought your men could use some help up here.
Good work. Stay with my forces and see that they survive this.
I'll keep the demons off them as best I can.
Okay.
Clear the ladder. Our forces need a way up. One down.
We must hurry. Our forces cannot stand against the demons for long.
Hello. Thank you for joining me. Oh, I know something I didn't do. You need to have this. Going pretty good. They level up yet. Yes, the wardens and falling in the fade.
Commander Cullen will hold the path open for us as long as possible, Inquisitor. Our forces are ready when...
Wardens! We are betrayed by the
Oh no,
very
I've
world
played
we have
this a
sworn to
lot.
protect.
The Inquisition is inside, Clarel. We have no time to stand on ceremony.
These men and women are giving their lives, Magister. That might mean little in Tevinter, but for the Wardens, it is a sacred duty. It has been many long years, my friend.
Too many, Clarel.
Yeah, I had started on
My sword arm
PS3 and
can no
then
longer
bought
serve the
PS4 also.
Then my blood will have to do.
It will.
Stop them! We must complete the ritual!
Clarel, if you complete that ritual, you're doing exactly what Ehrman wants.
What? Fighting the Blight? Keeping the world safe from Darkspawn? Who wouldn't want that? And yes, the ritual requires blood sacrifice. Hate me for that if you must, but do not hate the Wardens for doing their duty!
We make the sacrifices no one else will. Our warriors die proudly for a world that will never thank them.
And then your Tevinter ally binds the mages to Corypheus!
Corypheus? But he's dead.
These people will say anything to shake your confidence, Clarel.
Bring it through! Please. I've seen more than my share of blood magic. It is never worth the cost.
I trained half of you myself. Do not make me kill you to stop this madness.
And you can see the spider through the rift.
Be ready with the ritual, Clarel. This demon is truly worthy of your strength.
The Grey Wardens have a proud history. You stopped the Blight at the Silent Plains, at Starkhaven and Hunterfell, at Aesley and Denerim. This world owes you a debt it can never repay. I would not stand against you if I did not know you were being misused.
Clarel, we have come so far. You're the only one who can do this.
Perhaps we could test the truth of these charges to avoid more bloodshed.
Or perhaps I should bring in a more reliable ally. My master thought you might come here, Inquisitor. He sent me this to welcome you. Clarel, wait.
Help the Inquisitor!
Hurry, before it brings
Dead now? There's somebody over there.
How do we get out of here?
Clarel went that way. Care to wager whether she enjoyed meeting her new god?
Yeah, I like doing Archer Rogue. It's, I'm using the unlimited fire flask when you upgrade it, so you get to keep spamming your skills. I'm spamming the daggers constantly. So I usually like to get Tempest so I can just spam daggers if I'm rogue. Yeah, I can carry a bow, but I can spam throwing daggers. Oh yeah. Yeah. Did I ever... Well, I can't use my inventory. Fix my rings.
You've destroyed the Grey Wardens.
You did that to yourself, you stupid bitch. All I did was dangle a little powder before your eyes, and you couldn't wait to get your hands bloody. You could have served a new god.
I will never serve the Blight.
Need a break. I'll be right back.
Where are we?
We were falling. Is this... Are we dead?
No. This is the Fade. The Inquisitor opened a rift. We came through. And survived. I never thought I would ever find myself here physically. Look. The Black City. Almost close enough to touch.
Yes, I am back.
Now is not the time, Solus.
What spirit commands this place? I have never seen anywhere like it.
It's not how I remember the Fade either.
The first time I entered the Fade, it looked like a lovely castle filled with gold and silks. I met a marvelous desire demon, as I recall. We chatted and ate grapes before he attempted to possess me. Perhaps the difference is that we are here physically. This is no one's dream.
The stories say you walked out of the Fade at Haven. Was it like this?
I don't know. I still can't remember what happened the last time I did this.
Well, whatever happened at Haven, we can't assume we're safe now. That huge demon was right on the other side of that rift Eramond was using, and there could be others.
In our world, the rift the demons came through was nearby. In the main hall. Can we escape the same way?
It beats waiting around for demons to find us, right? There. Let's go.
This is fascinating. It is not... The area... Chosen, of course, to physically walk within the Fade.
Concentrate on the task at hand, mage. There is nothing more dangerous than this place.
Thank you for the warning.
If you sense anything strange, tell us immediately.
We walk the Fade, Inquisitor. Strange is to be expected. The demon that controls this area is extremely powerful. Some variety of fear, I would guess. I suggest you remain wary of its manipulations, and prepare for what is certain to be a fascinating experience.
This place makes my skin crawl.
My rings. Do I have explosive, 1,000 cuts, throwing blitz? Come here, puppy. Yes, come here. Come here. Puppy. Rally.
How unusual.
Yes, an sideways table is so more unusual than everything else in the Fade, huh? I never understand that. Favorite solace.
Let's look around. Let's look around.
By the Maker. Could that be?
I greet you, Warden. And you, Champion.
Divine Justinia. Most holy.
Cassandra.
Cassandra, you knew the Divine. Is this really her?
I don't know. It is said the souls of the dead pass through the Fade and sometimes linger, but we know the spirits lie. Be wary, Inquisitor.
I fear the Divine is indeed dead. It is likely we face a spirit. Or a demon.
You think my survival impossible, yet here you stand alive in the Fade yourselves. In truth, proving my existence either way would require time we do not have.
Surely you can understand our concerns and explain what you are.
I am here to help you. You do not remember what happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, Inquisitor.
It's easy to have Solus as a friend if you just ask him all the questions. This time I'm supposed to be mean to him, though. If you don't ask him any questions. I still haven't got him to be mean because he liked everything at the beginning in the hinterlands. When you're helping everybody,
The real Divine would have no way of knowing that I'd been made Inquisitor.
he approved of that.
I know, because I have examined memories like yours, stolen by the demon that
Solus likes helping everybody in the hinterlands.
It is the nightmare you forget upon waking. It
So
feeds
how
off
is he
memories
a
of fear
bad
and darkness,
character?
growing fat upon the terror. The false calling that terrified the Wardens into making
Anyway, I'm
such
kind of
grave
obsessed.
mistakes. It's work.
I would gladly avenge the insult this nightmare dealt my brethren.
You will have your chance, brave Warden. This place of darkness is its lair.
The other time I tried to be mean to him, I was asking him questions and then responding negatively. And he was mean as soon as I got to Skyhold, but he's still not mean to me yet. After this, he will be. But, oh, to get the ending, because there's an ending where you can just say no questions and he gives you a very quick speech and just walks away. And trespasser.
Corypheus seems to have a lot of demons at his disposal. How does he command so many?
I know not how he commands his army of demons. His power may come from the Blight itself, but the nightmare serves willingly. For Corypheus has brought much terror to this world. He was one of the Magisters who unleashed the first Blight upon the world, was he not? Every child's cry as the Archdemon circles. Every dwarf's whimper in the deep roads. The nightmare has fed well.
How do we hurt it?
We should likely focus on escaping the Fade first.
Cassandra
You
disapproves
hurt
of
it
killing
by
a
escaping
demon.
the Fade
Why?
and leading your people against Corypheus.
That wasn't what I meant.
I know. But for now, it is the best answer I can give you. When you entered the Fade at Heaven, the demon took a part of you. Before you do anything else, you must recover it. These are your memories, Inquisitor.
I should. He's approving. Turn this back on. I wonder, because he'll greatly disapprove because I keep the wardens. But I have no idea if that means he disapproves twice. For that trial, it says you get double disapproval, but I don't know if that means you get I don't know. If you get greatly disapproves, if it gives you twice. Doesn't ask asking him a question. I asked Divine the question.
Why are you doing this? You, of all people! Run while you can! Warn them!
Bring forth the sacrifice.
I romanced Cassandra and Cullen too. I've romanced
Why are
everybody.
you doing this? You, of all people!
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone, help me! What's going on here?
So, your mark did not come from Andraste. It came from the orb Corypheus used in his ritual.
Corypheus intended to rip open the veil, use the anchor to enter the Fade, and throw open the doors of the Black City. Not for the old gods, but for himself. When you disrupted his plan, the orb bestowed the anchor upon you instead.
That's it?
Yes.
That tells me nothing. Not about Corypheus, or a weakness for the demon, or even a way out of here. All it tells me is that I should break his damn orb next time it starts glowing.
Yet, even that information may one day help you. You cannot escape the lair of the nightmare until you regain all that it took from you. You have recovered some of yourself, but now it knows you are here. You must make haste. I will prepare the way ahead.
Something troubles you, Hawk.
Those were Grey Wardens holding the Divine in that vision. Their actions led to her death.
I assumed he had taken their minds, as you have seen him do before. Come, we can argue after we escape this dark place.
Oh, I intend to.
Could that truly have been the most holy?
We have survived in the Fade physically. Perhaps she did as well. Or, if it is a spirit that identifies so strongly with Justinia, that it believes it is her, how can we say it is not?
No demon would have been so helpful without asking something in return.
What of the demon she mentioned? This nightmare sounds dangerous.
It is a fear demon, as I suspected, likely drawing on terrors related to the Blight. Fear is a very old, very strong feeling. It predates love, pride, compassion, every emotion. Save perhaps desire. Be wary. The nightmare will do anything in its power to weaken our resolve.
After what it did to my fellow Wardens, I pray we find some way to strike it down.
We have a visitor. Some silly little girl comes to steal the fear I kindly lifted from her shoulders. You should have thanked me and left your fear where it lay, forgotten. You think that pain will make you stronger. What fool filled your mind with such drivel? The only one who grows stronger from your fears is me. But you are a guest here in my home, so by all means let me return what you have forgotten.
Plaza Dumont, Master Cripius. The altar will bring Tevinter to glory. He has been fearful of late, losing followers. He's met with other priests in secret to return the people of Tevinter to the ways of the old gods. He spoke and asked that I call him Cripius. The elves of old were tied to the Fade, and that in order to carry out the will of Dumont, he would need to call upon the magic that lives in our blood. Cripius told me to gather all of the elven servants and bring them to the western hall of our home at midnight. Where the claw of Dumont is now kept, there are shackles on top of the great altar. I have sent my wife and children away, but have not warned the others. A few I may save. If I tried to save us all, we would only be killed in some other way, and others would die in our place. Master often once laughed and joked. He could be stern, but he was not a cruel man. The weakening of the temples brought fear. Fear changed him. Cuts on his arms where he used his blood magic, and he only listens to the voices in his dreams. It is almost midnight. The claws of Dumont, great and spiked and merciless, is all my mind can see. My family is safe. Cripius will take me, but not those I love. All the sacrifices. Blood Mage in Dragon Age 2. Yeah. So weird when you completely stab yourself with the staff. Okay, I want to cut my hand. No, you're going to stab yourself with the staff.
What are those things?
And now I'm gonna get tons of spider acres because I have the quest available.
What is that?
Perhaps I should be afraid, facing the most powerful members of the Inquisition. Greetings, Dorian. It is Dorian, isn't it? For a moment I mistook you for your father.
Rather uncalled for.
Never had him start talking on the stairs. Because I was waiting for that.
Your Inquisitor is a fraud, Cassandra. Yet more evidence there is no maker, that all your faith has been for naught.
Die in the void, demon.
Döth ma Herelan. Mabanal inasalin. Marsolas ina Martin.
Bonal Nadas.
Did you think you mattered, Hawk? Did you think anything you ever did mattered? You couldn't even save your city. How could you expect to strike down a god? Anders is going to die, just like your family, and everyone you ever cared about.
Of course, a fear demon would know where to hurt us most. We must...
Those were little fears. Tiny manifestations spawned from the nightmare itself.
And they take the form of spiders. Something so many fear.
Spiders? I see maggots crawling in filth.
Remember, we walk in the Fade. Demons of fear shape their appearance to unnerve each of us.
Well, that's reassuring.
The nightmare is closer now. It knows you seek escape. With each moment, it grows stronger.
This is the only time I can ask you questions.
We only have a short time. Ask what you must.
What can you tell me about this mark on my hand?
You already know how the mark came to be upon your hand. As for what it is the needle that pulls the thread, as well as the key.
I don't understand.
It is the needle that passes through the veil, as little else can. You are the thread, and it is the key that locks or unlocks a door to the Fade. It lets you walk in the Fade physically, and survive. Without it, Corypheus must find another way to the Black City. It is part of you now, and cannot be removed without your death.
So, all of this is just a dream? Part of the Fade?
It is not just a dream. The minds of mankind are made real here. Their hopes, their loves, and their fears. What changes their world also changes this one. And yours are footsteps that move mountains in both. Tread carefully, Inquisitor. This ground is more treacherous than you know.
So, can you tell me who... what you are?
I told you. I am helping you.
Yes, but are you her, or some kind of fade remnant of her? Or a spirit imitating her?
Our world is never that simple. What if the answer is none of those things? Or all of them? I am what the Maker made me. The question is, are you what the Maker made you, Inquisitor?
Seems like I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Or perhaps you were precisely where you were meant to be.
Just as the Maker intended, I suppose.
Perhaps.
You still haven't answered my question. What are you?
I am what you see. All other answers rest in you.
You must know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
As must you. The answer lies in your memories, lost to the nightmare when you last walked the Fade.
Or you could just tell me.
Would you trust my words? Trust what you have seen.
Yeah, it's always hard the first time.
Tell me why you're here. Why take part in this?
After heaven, I hid
First
here.
few times. I've played so many times that I get used to it. So I've actually done Nightmare. I'm on hard now, but I just did Nightmare too.
You must stop them. Perhaps you were meant to stop them. Perhaps
And I never control the tactical camera and control the other players either. I just keep regeneration potions going.
I'd like to know more
That's
about
how
the
I beat Nightmare.
It is not simply fear. It is the terror you cannot remember, the horror your mind erases to protect you. When old memories no longer make the veteran soldier's hand tremble, it is because the nightmare has taken them. Most people avoid their fears. It is simple for the demon to steal the darkest fragments. They forget, and it feeds. Corypheus has helped
Yeah, I
it grow
probably have
monstrous.
played like 100 times.
It makes
And
people
I'm so
forget
used
the
to
worst
it that it
parts of their fears.
makes normal seem
It
too
almost sounds like the
easy.
nightmare is helping people.
Perhaps it was once. But now, it helps none but Corypheus. By his hand, it creates more fear and grows even stronger. In any case, robbing people
I
of
start
their
out as a
fears
player
is
on
never
easy
kindness.
on really
At best,
everything I
it is a
do.
mistake born of compassion. Without fear and pain and failure,
I've played this so many times I got
we
used to
cannot
it.
grow. As you cannot grow until you recover all that was taken from you.
We should keep moving.
No potions. Okay then. Plus, if I play with Cassandra a lot, get that rally with all the guard going, it's a lot easier to deal with everything with Cassandra.
Keep running!
I didn't want to bring Blackwell. I went and bought the history perk right before this, so I didn't bring Blackwell. Yeah, she's the best.
That's how I escaped.
Yeah, the PS4 is definitely a lot better than...
Keep running! Ah!
Like, you can see more graphics on PS4 if you notice. The PS3 actually... PS3 actually had to bleed stuff out.
It was you.
And yes, Iron Bull is Damager.
They thought it was Andraste sending me from the Fade, but it was the Divine behind me. And then you... She died.
Yes.
So this creature is simply a spirit?
I think we all knew that was the case, Warden.
I am sorry if I disappoint you.
Are you her? Did you linger here to help me instead of passing on?
If that is the story you wish to tell, it is not a bad one.
What we do know is that the mortal divine perished at the temple, thanks to the Grey Wardens.
As I said, the Grey Wardens responsible for that crime were under the control of Corypheus. We can discuss this further once we return to Adamant.
Yes, Adamant, where the Inquisition faces an army of demons raised by the Wardens.
How dare you judge us? You tore Kirkwall apart and started the Mage Rebellion!
To protect innocent mages, not madmen drunk on blood magic. Even without the influence of Corypheus, the Wardens go too far. They need to be checked.
Agreed. The Wardens may once have served a greater good, but they are far too dangerous now.
The Wardens are a risk. Send them away before they cause even more trouble.
They might still be useful. What if Corypheus conjures another blight? You never know.
This debate can wait until we're out of danger.
Inquisitor.
The nightmare has found us.
Form up!
I'm with you.
Come, real or not, the Divine is the key to escaping from the Fade.
Warden Stroud, how must it feel to devote your whole life to the Wardens, only to watch them fall? Or worse, to know that you were responsible for their destruction? When the next blight comes, will they curse your name?
With the Maker's blessing, we will end this wretched beast.
do you think you can fight me? I am your every fear come to life. I am the veiled hand of Corypheus himself. The demon army you fear, I command it. They are bound all through me.
Ah, so if we banish you, we banish the demons. Thank you. Every fear come to life.
I love that part.
First of us, but that's a big one.
It wants our fear. Deny it and it has nothing.
For the Maker!
Oh yeah, I played all the DLC too. Yeah, once I had to get my PlayStation, then after that, Trespasser for sure. That's when I got it. And the PS4, when I got the PS4, after Trespasser came out.
hard to trust my footing in this place.
And that's part of the stuff that's supposed to be the golden black city. Okay. Message in a bottle. Okay. And this crazy thing about giving the statues your fear. All these Avar or Alamari, the screams of the Alamari. Feed your fears to the statues. That's why there's a million of those statues. trip, but he has a card.
You must get through the rift, Inquisitor. Get through, and then slam it closed with all your strength. That will banish the army of demons and exile this cursed creature to the farthest reaches of the Fade.
Rift! We're almost there.
We're not there yet. Stay alert.
If you would, please tell Liliana. I am sorry. I fell for you too.
You are nothing.
In war, victory!
You will die in agony.
Where you going, dude?
You cannot stand against me.
Stay strong!
I grow fat on your fear.
Throwing blades with poison are really powerful too. Or that is laggy. What other games do I play? Oh, I was recently playing Horizon Zero Dawn. have Dragon's Dogma. I'm doing a playthrough too.
Go! I'll cover you.
No, you were right. The Grey Wardens caused this. A warden must...
A warden must help them rebuild. That's your job. Corypheus is mine.
I have God of War, except I got
Inquisitor,
stuck and I haven't gone back to it yet. I spent so much time trying to get this one piece from the puzzle thing you have to do to get a health upgrade. And I couldn't do it. I haven't been back to it yet. And I got all the Dragon Age games. I like Valkyrie Profile, older game, PS1 and PS2. I really like playing that though. Oh, Kingdoms of Amalur. I have older games. I haven't really, as far as newer. I got God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, and Andromeda. Yeah, Mass Effect. I have Andromeda too. Not the same thrill for me as Dragon Age. I'm more into the fantasy.
She was right. Without the nightmare to control them, the mages are free and Corypheus loses his demon army. Though as far as they're all concerned, the Inquisitor broke the spell with the blessing of the Maker.
Profile. Let's figure out how to use a capture card. I would do a playthrough of it. Oh, what matters is we succeed.
They came out of this alive.
That's what I always
As far as I'm
answer.
concerned, they can tell whatever stories they like.
I suppose you're right.
Inquisitor, the Archdemon flew off as soon as you disappeared. The Venatori Magister is unconscious but alive. Cullen thought you might wish to deal with him yourself. As for the Wardens, those who weren't corrupted helped us fight the demons.
We stand ready to help make up for Clarel's tragic mistake. Where is Stroud?
Warden Stroud died striking a blow against a servant of the Blight. We will honor his sacrifice, and remember how he exemplified the ideals of the Grey Wardens.
First,
even as
Mass
Corypheus
Effect
and his
run,
servants
didn't
tried to
care for
destroy you
Andromeda.
all from within.
Yeah.
Inquisitor, we have no one left of any significant rank. What do we do now?
I liked Andromeda more for the combat was fun. It was easier than
You stay and do whatever you can to help. Stroud died for the ideals of the Wardens. In war, victory. And we are still at war. Do you believe the Wardens can still help?
I do, your worship.
You're still vulnerable to Corypheus, and possibly his Venatori. But there are plenty of demons that need killing.
After all that, you give them yet another chance?
While they do that, I'll inform the Wardens at Weishaupt what's happened. Best they not get caught off guard.
Yeah, I've had to do
We will not fail you.
Hawk dying before
Good luck,
because I
Inquisitor.
tried out
been
the
an honor.
Alistair Warden
And
and
take care of Varric for me.
I don't think I'll ever sacrifice Alistair. I don't think I did. I don't know, I might have done it once just to do it. But no, I don't sacrifice Alistair because he's I marry Alistair. Although your character is Hawk too, but I just can't get rid of Alistair. Besides, if you go through the theories of Flemeth telling Hawk to jump into the abyss when that time comes.
Hawk sent me one final report.
Whatever.
She's on her way to Weishaupt.
Do not hesitate to leap.
As for the Grey Wardens, they are fighting demons and Red Templars while staying clear of Venatori.
So that people say that it is predicted that Hawk is able to survive.
The Grey Wardens carry respect in other nations. If we spread word that the Inquisition has their support...
We may gain standing with nations that have suffered under the Blight. I will take the matter to Josephine. While you bested Corypheus here and at Halam Shiral, he himself was not present either time. We fear he is close to finding another way to enter the Fade. When you have a moment, Colin and Josephine are waiting in the war room with an update. What was she like? Divine Justinia, or her soul, or the spirit that took her form. I read your report. I know it isn't clear, but...
She seemed calm, serene even, and she guided us the whole way through.
That does sound like her.
She did ask me to tell you something, though. She said, "I'm sorry, I failed you too."
Oh. I should finish this before it slips my mind. Perhaps later we might discuss the matter further. Thank you.
Fancy meeting you here.
I'd like to ask you...
Popular topic. Anything specific?
Corypheus is a figure out of...
Yes, but that was a different time. The Imperium's power was at its peak then. The Civil War had ended. The Magisterium was united, its armies scooping up bits of Thedas like candy. The Magisters who entered the Black City. It was a demonstration of how exceptional Tevinter had become.
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no record of a Magister named Corypheus. All this happened 1400 years ago, before the Blight nearly wiped us out. There are no records. Today, people half believe it's all just a story. That's what I believe.
We have evidence the story is very much real.
But not who Corypheus is. If he even remembers. There used to be families who claimed some of those Magisters as their own. That stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then it was shameful, and the families distanced themselves from the tale. All we know is that some men and women entered the Black City looking for the old gods. What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing. And only he could tell us more.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
I should go.
You know where I'll be. Always with the questions. What will people say?
You have a speech about going into the Fade. So I have to do something else. Oh, let's see. So let's get mad now.
Hello.
I can't even ask you anything. Although I might be able to ask tell me about Corypheus, but I don't know. Oh.
We'll talk later.
There isn't you would yell at me after I recruited the wardens? There's yell at me after I go to the Western Reproach. Okay.
Inquisitor.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done streaming for now. I have to check out these judgments and see if I can get disapproval. Alright. Thank you everybody for joining me. You have a good night or good day. And enjoy watching. Thank you and goodbye.